Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus, bringing you another YouTube videoized Transformers review. This is another animated toy since these aren't out for the general public yet, and I suppose people will find these more interesting to look at the moment, it being around late March 20th, March 21st. I'm still a little out of it due to a recent trip to Asia. Leaves me a little confused about what day it is. At least we're still in the good old year 2006. 2008. Anyway, this is the Voyager Cybertron Mode Megatron. Now, I'll just say it right now. His vehicle mode is apparently supposed to go this way. If you like, there you go. Alternate vehicle mode. I like this way a little bit more because it gets across the whole idea that it's a VTOL, an alien VTOL, that flies through space, built around a giant gun. And I don't think it should have to be anything else. Of course, some people see this as a weakness. I don't really mind it, but the vehicle mode looks extremely unlike anything from any angle. I like the front view, though. It looks a bit more spacio-dynamic, even though for some reason it has VTOL propellers in space. And the gun faces forward in this mode, which is always a plus. And he's got little wheels on the bottom, 3 of them here. And he can roll a little bit. Although, that's not really what we're here to do, is it? Alrighty, I'm going to show you how this... Whoa! I'm going to show you how this transforms. The first thing you can do is fold these things like so. The next thing you can do is fold these pseudo-wings in like this. And sometimes they drag these parts along with them. Doesn't really matter either way. Then, disconnect these from the little clips. There's a peg here. And there's its clip there. One nice thing about the vehicle mode is how solid it is, because everything, even though it doesn't really look like anything, everything still pegs together. So you fold the legs down like this, then you do something like I always do and pop a piece off, but modern Transformers, it's okay when something falls off. This part kind of flops around a bit, but no worries there. So you fold down these 2 pieces of skirt armor, and the feet. Very simple. Fold the heels back, position the feet as you like them. Let's see if he stands up. He does! Now, one thing you might notice about the feet is they aren't actually sculpted straight. They're sculpted with a little bit of an angle so he can stand with his legs apart like this but still be flat on the ground. Now, your opinion may vary on this. Personally, I like it from a dynamic standpoint, but I do see the slight weakness in if you do other poses where the legs aren't just standing there. It can look a bit odd for the robot's feet to be like cut off on an angular way on the bottom. But then again, the actual hand-drawn animations tend to cheat on that. So there you go. Oh yeah, and you fold this piece of landing gear in, and he's halfway done. So next thing you do is you take this part and just accordion it down like thus. And now we're getting to the stage where it's hard to see from that level, so let's angle the loud tripod a little bit. Oh, there you go! So you fold this huge cannon piece over, and then I like doing it this now, folding the arms down. You can see his hands there. Just because it makes this next bit all the more dynamic. Just pegged together like that. You can even... Actually, no, let's just do this for now. So, automorph time. Oh, badass! Fold these up and down. Straighten the hands. Now, here's something that kind of bugs me. This is as far up as that cannon can go. Now, you can have it under his arm, but then it kind of scrapes against his leg. In the instructions, this thing is actually folded up even more to be totally flush. The problem is, there's some plastic ridging here in the way. Now, I know that another fellow whose videos you may have seen named P.E.A.U.G., P.E.A.U.G.H., who's been buying a crap ton of early release Transformers, he's just shaved the plastic off there. Now, what I've been doing is I actually would like to buy these at retail as well, then just put all these test shots on another shelf, just so I can do my bit to support the line. But yeah, I'm going to shave this off in one way or another at some point. But for now, here is Megatron's Cybertronian robot mode. It's Regal and badass. I've used Regal to describe Starscream. I'm going to use Regal to a larger degree to describe this toy. As you can see, his head is very sort of just crown-like, and actually reminiscent of an early movie design for the movie Megatron. He's got these just shoulder points here. Everything about him just screams like I'm the Emperor of Destruction. One bit I really like is all the red you're seeing here is translucent red. Now what that means is it's not a very clear translucent, but still just translucent enough to get the effect off, especially when there's a light behind him. All this red here is clear, so it's kind of like his flanks are clear, but the main structure of his torso is solid. I just think that's awesome. I'm not sure why his fingers are clear, but his thumb isn't, but I don't really care. So, he's rather posable, as I'm sure I don't need to demonstrate, because a lot of Transformers nowadays are posable. Double-jointed elbows, thanks to his transformation scheme. The legs totally move around. You can even move the kneecaps. You can move his feet back and forth. Decent range. The thing about this toy is he tends to look his best when he's just standing there glaring at you. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You can do some dynamic poses with him too, but that's really my favorite way to look at him. For gimmicks, aside from all the transforming and stuff I've shown you, he's got this thing with his cannon, where if you fold this piece over... Oh, you fold this bit up and out of the way there. I'm not sure if I can show you this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, just fold that up and out of the way. And then these two red pieces, you flip one this way and the other one flips that way. Woohoo! And then you get a big sword on the bottom of a huge gun. I'm not sure if there's anything I need to say to describe that any further. Also, the missile here, the little red nub, fires. Kind of boring, though, to me. I'm not as excited by firing missiles anymore. I like other spring-loaded things, like Automorph and stuff. But missiles never seem to get me anymore, unless you can push a button and fire like 50 of them. And then they explode. Anyway. Overall, I am impressed by this toy as I am impressed by most of the animated toys. You'll find that sentiment among a lot of my future reviews about these. But, I'd recommend him. There's going to be a smaller deluxe-sized one coming out in a 2-pack with a deluxe-sized Earth Mode Optimus Prime, both of which will have battle damage deco and a DVD! It's a little simplified version of this design. It's not a downsized remold. Give you a better view of him here. But I would recommend this toy, although I would not recommend it over Starscream. If you were going to skip a Voyager, this would be one I'd put up for skipping, also because this form of Megatron, at least, I think we're 13 episodes in at this point, has only shown up for a total of about 5 minutes tops, most of which in the first episode, then like a very brief glimpse of his head in a flashback. Which, of course, leads to the immense comedy of people discussing the accuracy of his alt mode when it appears for about 5 seconds in the entire show. But all that aside, I do like him. I think that the color combinations of him are awesome thanks to the lack of shiny plastic. All this black and gray is just flat matte with slight shininess on these clear parts. It's really effective. Light-piped eyes, all that kind of stuff. The gold symbol in the middle of the chest is just perfect. But that said, his cannon, with the way it's molded right now, is a bit of a weakness in that you can't really get it into a substantially, or I guess a substantially satisfactory position. But then again, your mileage may vary on that. I wouldn't say don't buy it, though. I'd just say if you're on a budget, this one might be one to skip, but I certainly would buy it in a heartbeat. I just love everything about this. Actually, just as I'm talking about the lack of shiny plastic, these silver rings here are actually pretty shiny. So I'd recommend him. Anyway, this is Internet Personality Vangelus with another review. Signing off. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you disagree with me, remember, we can fight on the internet! Yeah!